Hi, my name is Christopher Argueta and welcome back to another Magic Basics tutorial. Today we'll be covering another basic tool in Photoshop called the Patch tool. The Patch tool is primarily used to repair larger areas of an image, but what most people use it for is to get rid of any distractions or blemishes that you might find in a photo or a drawing that you've made. So let's begin. We're going to start by making our document, same as always. We're going to change this to 1920 by 1080. Alright, we've got our image over here. Once again, we're going to click and drag this lock down to the trash can so that we can edit this layer. And then we're going to change its color so that it's a little more easier on the eyes. Alright, so for this example, I'm going to take another image and bring it on over to our work area. Now there's no specific thing I want to do with this image, but I just want to show you what the power of the patch tool does. Now if you don't see the patch tool here, you might see a band-aid when you first open up your Photoshop. That's just fine, that's no problem. If you hold down left click on any tool with the little corner here, you'll see additional options for that keyboard shortcut, which in this case would be J. So we're going to hold down left click on the band-aid and head on over to our patch tool, and you can see our patch tool is now enabled. Now using the patch tool is very basic and easy. Just like a real patch, you want to hold down left click and kind of click and drag over the area you want the patch to be applied to, and then let go, and you'll notice this kind of dotted line, this dotted line being animated. And when you hover over the inside of that area, you'll see a little arrow form next to your patch icon. Just once again, hold down left click. You're going to click and drag this area that you wanted patched into something that you want patched, such as this negative space, just this empty black. And you'll see that what Photoshop does is it computes the area you dragged the patch to and tries to emulate those pixels into the area you've dragged into the area that you wanted patched. So I'm going to hit Control Z here to give you a better visual example of what that looks like. And this time we're going to click and drag this over to this blue spot, and you see how you kind of get a live example of what Photoshop is going to try to do to the patch. So I'm just going to let go here. You see it still came out black. Now the reason for that is because while you'll see the patch form on wherever you drag it, what Photoshop tries to do is it tries to take the area that already exists and the area that you're dragging the patch tool to, and it tries to fuse both of them and kind of get a best of both worlds approach to it. So for example, if I were to drag it, let's say here on top of more words, you'll see that the 94 gigabytes has kind of formed where that patch is. So it's not the end all be all very powerful tool, which is why it mentions that it's sort of a blending tool. You don't use it to try and completely get rid of something unless you have a really good area that allows you to blend the two things together. As you can see, the purple line kind of formed here. I imagine the same with the green. You'll notice that the green down here got a little darker because it's trying to fuse the patch that we did along with the green here. Let's see if we can get a better example of this. So this time I'm going to try and patch this green here along with the blue down here and see what we get. See, it doesn't work as good as you would imagine. It's taking the patch from here and then trying to stick it and make it blend with the green here. So it's a good tool for when you really want to, let's say, kind of blend two areas together without making it look too unrealistic, you know. It's good to put down the groundwork, let's say, to help get rid of an entire area or to commence blending into something else. Alright, I hope this tutorial helped you figure out some examples and ideas of what you would want to do with the blend tool. Maybe to help clean up a scene or anything you might have. That should be all for this tutorial, and I'll see you in the next one.